You're-
Welcome to another episode of Soul Sister Adventures with my bestie, Miss Connie Rose. Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
Welcome back from all your travels.
Oh, I'm just here for a little bit and I'm off again.
Well, I'm excited to have this conversation. This is the last chapter. Can you believe it?
I do believe it. We've gotten, I think, a lot of juice out of this book.
There has been a lot. Yes. So, the
Yes,
question we have for you is how do you know you are evolving? I think this is going to be a great finish.
it is. It is a great finish to the book. It's really the culmination, and you're going to hear, different aspects. And if you've been taking on what we've been talking about, um, you're going to recognize, and it's great because we've talked about some of these other concepts in this last year for sure. And so it's really it talks about the more transparent you become, the more your soul freely expresses through you without distortion. It creates your destiny. Problems dissolve and become simple shifts of thought and direction. Now you're used to the way your thoughts and feelings instantly affect your world's form, and you know what you give attention to and what to ignore to help your soul shape your reality.
Hmm.
What used to be difficult is now interesting and entertaining. Different view, right?
Yes.
And as you let yourself receive and give without restriction, responding to life's surprises with an open heart, your identity becomes less fixed and more fluid. Remember, we talked about the like that infinity symbol, like
Hmm.
flowing. You experience a wider variety of options and feel more expansive and free to dream new dreams. And I love that. The golden rule, treating others as you would like to be treated or as the divine treats us all, seems so obviously logical. You're sensitive enough now to understand how even subtle negative thoughts can interfere with the inspired flow of life. And you can't imagine doing even a tiny bit of damage. So perhaps you've never thought it's possible, but you're nearing the point of self realization or enlightenment. So, and speaking of enlightenment, like there might be that's a little clue about the future. Just saying. So you're still in a process that takes time, right? So this whole evolving never really, it's not like we ever really arrive,
No.
right?
Right.
It's the journey,
It is the
right?
journey.
It is the journey. You have breakthroughs and moments of crystal clarity and deep experiences of love. But in short order, you can become lost in the collective confusion again. Then you remember what's really real and how you prefer to feel and recenter in your truth. As long as you live in a excuse me, as long as you live in a body, you'll oscillate like this. But it becomes easier to shift back to your home frequency and it'll become your second nature to live as your soul. And I love this quote from The Alchemist. It says, when anyone is truly trying to live their destiny, when they ask for something with this intention, all of the universe conspires to help you achieve it. And I just love that image, right?
Hmm.
And I was on a call earlier tonight, working with a team, and you know, when you're so clear, like people who do not take consistent action, it's because their vision isn't big enough.
Yeah.
And when that vision is so clear and you could see it and hear it and taste it and smell it, and all that, feel it, and then you can stand in that place of seeing and knowing and having achieved that, then you turn around and face where you are now, and then you can see like the universe just like shows you like here's all the things that you get to do to get here.
Hmm.
And so there's no accidents. I was preparing for the course and I read the chapter and then I had this coaching call and I was like, this is it. All the universe conspires to help you achieve it. And it really is being in that flow living from your heart center, which we've talked about that before, So here's a little, like, how they have little try this exercises. So, what more can you include in your world? Number one, just for a minute, think about some unpalatable things that you don't like to think about. List half dozen of them. Notice the negative charge you have concerning each. Take the resistance out of the ideas and images. Allow each one to be a natural part of the world and of your world. Let each thing be available as an optional reality for whoever needs to experience. Then love it and be kind to it. Now, for a minute, think about the things that seem way beyond your grasp, realities that seem far out or nearly comprehensible. List a half a dozen of them. Notice the unavailability charge you have on each and take the resistance out of the ideas and images. Let each one be part of the world and of your world. Let each thing be available as an optional reality for whoever needs to experience it. Then love it and be kind to it. And then the third one is feel the new realities you included into your world, how they might be useful, how they are simply experiences that eternal souls might feel curious to feel. By allowing these things to be part of you, feel how much more relaxed and expansive you are and how much more of yourself you have access to because you're not caught in resistance. Excuse me. So really, this evolution really is about allowing it all in, and like you're no longer labeling things as good or bad. You're just allowing it to be and sending the love and compassion, really.
Yeah.
So it says you discover an expanded understanding of empathy and heart. So a natural result of reaching the end phases of transformation that is that refined level of empathy, an empathetic resonance. So like I like that word resonance, how you're just resonating with the empathy. It becomes your preferred mode of perception. When you're in your home frequency, feeling the world with conscious sensitivity and no hidden agendas, you become highly empathetic. So empathy is direct knowing through vibration. It is sensitivity filtered through your heart. So as you evolve, the heart literally becomes your new brain center. And we've spent some time talking about connecting the heart and the brain. And this is the signs of evolution, right?
Yeah.
The Institute of Heart Math has found that the heart's electromagnetic field may play an important role in communicating physiological, psychological, and social information between two people. Its experiments found that one person's brain waves can synchronize to another person's heartbeat. I love that. Researchers inferred that our nervous system acts as an antenna that responds to electromagnetic fields produced by the hearts of others. Interestingly, they also found the data that points to the fact that the heart's electromagnetic field is involved in intuitive perception, that both the heart and the brain receive and respond to information about a future event before the event actually happens. The heart appears to receive the intuitive information before the brain does. That's exciting, if you think about that, right? And we feel that, like but I think it's cool to have, I'm a nerd. It's cool to have the science behind that. And so she goes on to talk about empathy may well be our greatest human capacity. It's an inborn ability to feel the soul within all things. It teaches you about others in the world by heightening personal connectedness. When used regularly, it ushers you into deep and lasting compassion. So then there's just a two-step exercise on focusing on your heart. Number one, this exercise will help you learn to alter your personal field through the power of focus. Wherever you place your attention, there's an immediate flow of subtle energy to that point. So put your attention on your physical heart. And we remember we used to like I tell everybody, put your hand on your heart and notice the flow of energy into it. Feel the feelings of gratitude with your attention. Feel appreciation as you focus on your heart. You might feel gratitude for your heart doing this job, for your body, and for the many specific things and people in your life. As you scan and appreciate, keep your focus on your heart. Number two, the step two, let the feeling of gratitude intensify. What amazing gifts you've been given. Let the feeling intensify even more until it reaches near ecstasy, until you feel that you cannot contain all the joy. Let it overflow and pour out through your personal field. Stay with it and be in it. Stay focused on your heart. Let it continue to intensify and brighten. You're establishing a harmonic pattern that resonates to the frequency of accelerated evolution. Doing this often will raise your personal vibration immeasurably. And so, really, it talks about, the heart in gratitude really is, for me, I will say, this is like when I get stuck or I get into anxiety or, a feeling habit that I don't want to be in. I know like the surefire way to shift out of that is to get into gratitude, like drop into your heart and feel all the gratitude. What have you noticed that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was one of the reasons that we did the 35 aligned. I mean, to really awaken, yes, not only the awareness, but the action steps. Um, and again, something you said earlier about, the resonance with empathy. I remember from, a lot of our landmark training, it's really, if we can step into somebody else's world, see it
Yes.
through their eyes.
Yes.
Like, you could be mad at someone, but for a nanosecond, you really humble into your heart and go, man, I wonder what life is really like for them. I wonder
Right.
what it's like walking in their shoes. I wonder what kind of day they must have had to react in that way. Um, I mean, my heart just even thinking about that is soft and mushy, right? So
Right.
again, just and I think in the world of evolution, being unmessable with, like, not charged or offended or upset, but at peace. Being able to
Yes.
see not only your perspective and their perspective, that is the ultimate. That's where I'm
Yes.
towards.
Yeah. Well, and she goes on to talk about compassion is this new evolutionary, and the word she uses is force.
Yeah.
Like it is a force.
Yeah. Well, like water cuts through rock, like,
Exactly.
yeah, that
Exactly.
type of force.
Right. Um, so the last little exercise that she talks about is, it's just a paragraph. In various circumstances over the next few days, think of yourself as a giver and receiver of love. Look around and be a neutral witness to the basic love energy that shapes you and shapes the world around you. See and feel it everywhere by accepting, forgiving, and unconditional in your loving kindness for be accepting. Sorry, I'm gonna say that again. Be accepting, forgiving, and unconditional in your loving kindness for a few minutes. Breathe love in through all of your cells and let it pass through you, touching every part and lighting you up. Then send the love on its way, giving it generously to others. In difficult circumstances, ask, where is the love right now? What a great question.
Hmm.
And really being able to come from that space in difficult situations, that is, a sign of evolution,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah.
Love and above.
Love, or yes, love and above. So, one of the things that Nelson Mandela says, as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Mm.
And really, it's about, the law of resonance again. And in the book Power versus Force, I can't remember the exact numbers, but he talks about how one person at like a 500 frequency, right? Just their being
Mm-hmm.
resonates out so far that it transforms like, 1,000 people around them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is this evolution that they're talking about.
Yes.
And so I think this is the last chapter or last paragraph I want to read. And she calls it be a love teacher. So as a teacher, like I can't help myself. I just am like, here I am, right? I always find my way into these situations because that's who I am. I love it. And so I love that she says, be a love teacher. So you can make your own reality feel the way you want by choosing to feel your home frequency, your warm-hearted loving kindness in your body, emotions, and thoughts. You can end war in yourself. Much of the work of transformation and being transparent is simply about decluttering your personal energy and awareness field by not giving attention to and thereby dissolving what's not vibrating at your home frequency. You could recognize yourself as the diamond light that remains. Think of it as shifting your attention from the mind's complicated defeatist view to the soul's simple empowered view. Even doing this is being a leader. And I just love that whole concept. We get to lead in our own lives in whatever capacity we have by being this love energy of compassion and empathy and in the unified field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the work that you do within yourself matters because you are the clearing, you're the space
Yes. Yes.
of everyone else around you.
Yeah. So they get to be clear in your presence. Yeah. Yes. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that.
The perfect ending.
Yeah. It's been a good day. It's
Good.
been a good day.
So that completes the book of frequency.
Yes.
Hope that this is you know, transformed your way of thinking, being.
Are we going to share what's going to happen next?
We can, yeah. So we have some travel happening. So we're gonna take a couple weeks break, little spring break for us.
Yes. Early spring break.
Early spring break, and we will be back February the 13th with a new book. My ultimate favorite, my study, the work of
Yeah.
called Winning Through Enlightenment. 72 chapters of woo. Strap your tits on for this one. That's all I got to say.
Well, I'm excited. 72 chapters. That's going to take us like a year and a half. Given our new schedule
Yes.
and travel, all the things.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm excited that we're going to have this resource library of this book, a conversation
Yeah.
alive about this book.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Powerful and profound.
Yes.
So we'll see you in a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, get in the car.
Get in the car.